Greetings class, my name is David Diaz. I decided to go with the Evil Hangman for my final project, and it's not the flashiest. I did start on it later than I should have, but here we go. First class we have is the Evil Hangman Key Builder. This is the starter problem. Um, yeah, if you've seen that Zylab, this is the starter problem basically. And this gets implemented into the actual guess method, which we'll go over here shortly. But yeah, the three parameters, the test word, letter yes, and the original pattern, this will start to make more sense throughout the code. But it uses the original pattern to set the dashes based on the length of the word. But you get the pattern over here on this for each loop. Uh, so it just repeats the number of dashes, or it repeats dashes for the length of the word. And then if not in the pool, it just adds it over here. I am going to be going through this a little fast just because I did add some comments, or I feel like a decent amount of comments, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. I do know that you have other projects that you have to look at, so. But yeah, and then as far as the make guess, as I said earlier, this is where we implement the key builder. Um, but first off, it flags your guess as having been guessed. And then we create a new dictionary called new pool that will be storing like the different word pool sizes, I guess you could say. Okay. And then another dictionary which will store the pattern keys, and then this is another for each loop. Not as big as or as complicated as these two. But yeah, this just adds it. Gosh, I can't speak, my throat's a little dry. But yeah, it just adds to this new dictionary that we created right here. And then this best pattern will be holding the best pattern. And then this right here was the bane of my existence. The comparison, I just couldn't do it really. Like, my brain just was not working. But basically it starts off by going through each pattern to see the most words associated with it. If that makes sense. That's a typo. I need to put a T there. But yeah, and then it adds another list, or we create another list for those matching patterns. Or yeah, the words with the matching patterns. And then here, if the group is larger than max, then it'll update these variables accordingly. Sorry, I'm like looking at my whiteboard to see if I've covered everything. But yeah. And then these are just basic methods that are used to support the game. So moving on to the game. Right here we have this is just the test to make sure that I actually read. This is just reading the dictionary and adding the words onto a list. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Then it over here we're asking the player for input, and if no words are that length, then it ends just because it is evil. This is the part I wanted to go over some more in depth, I guess. And then right here, the max guesses is set to 6, because when you're playing Hangman on paper, it does take 6 wrong guesses in order to end your game. And then this game loop is using this method right here. And it just basically prints out the stats each time. like the. I was gonna say like the loop is kind of like the blackjack if you did that one for 10A. It, uh, but yeah, then right here it's asking for your guess, which is the letter, and then it it checks if it was there already, and then it updates the pattern over here on the actual game logic. And then it ends right here. This is just like the game over screen basically. And you're pretty much never gonna see this. It's it's a pretty rude program. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. I'm just my whiteboard is. I should have organized this better. But I have recorded this like 15 times already, so I think this is as good as it's gonna get. But yeah, and then this is the same code as like the one from Lab 10 for the Moby Dick one. So if you did that one, this is pretty much just like the exact same. And then right here we have the filtering the words by length, which is called up here. But yeah, it just adds a new or creates a new array list to add words to based on that size. And onto the demonstration. Oh, but before that, where am I? I did want to show that I messed up, and because my game was like lowering the guess count by increments of 2, so I just wanted to share this. Turns out it wasn't. I originally thought it was in my evil hangman where I messed up, but turns out I was calling it twice when I had it right here. I had this. I had the updated pattern called twice, and I just didn't see it. But anyways, that's kind of besides the point. I just wanted to share that quickly. But onto the main event. So I'll be putting in a 2-letter word. And usually when I'm playing Hangman, I usually start off with the vowels. So A, E, I, O, U, U. So it's either us, nope, or up. Oh, turns out it's none of those. And better luck next time. Let's try it again. I like the bigger words because I think it's higher chance. A, E, I, O, U. Let's go with a P. Nope. T has to have a T. It looks like a tuition thing. Well, yeah, like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm just gonna blast through this, but I'm gonna lose regardless. So let's do a P, a C, an L, M. Oh, oh, I also wanted to show off that if you guess a letter, it tells you that you have guessed the letter. So let's go 3. Let's go A. Yeah, it already guesses it, and you still keep your guesses just because it shouldn't count against you. But that was my project. I'm sorry, I was a little bit all over the place, but I have recorded this like 15 times, so my brain's just like mush, and I'm sorry.